What's up, people? This is Ninad Kulkarni from Picklers, and today we have a very special guest. He has been the most requested guest on the podcast, and here I present to you Mr. Manish Rao. Hello, Manish sir.
Thank, thank you so much, Ninad, and wish you a very, very, very happy Diwali. And please excuse all the firecrackers noise around. We cannot help that. I mean, that is the way India celebrates. And thank you so much for having me on the show. And one thing I should tell you, Ninad, you are doing a great job. At this young, tender age, you are doing a fantastic job. You are the talk of the town for India as well as international pickleball, and I think you are doing a fantastic job. And what you're doing is absolutely proactive and it is absolutely progressive. Well done.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Means a lot to get compliments and to hear good things from you.
Absolutely, Nina. Before we start, I want to tell you. I mean, I have, I've had the pleasure of sitting with you and doing some commentary, and your knowledge about the game, your knowledge about the surroundings of the game is really fantastic, and it just adds so much fun while watching a pickleball match when you are commentating and you are besides me. It's so much fun. Thank you so much for doing great service to Indian pickleball, and that too selflessly and without any vested interest.
Thank you so much, sir. So
Yes, Ninad.
let's get started. You are a
Absolutely.
Franklin endorsed player in the India. So
Yes. So
how has it
basically, I'm not a
been
Frank.
working for Franklin and stuff? What's your relation with Franklin?
Yes.
Because whenever we
Yes.
imagine the name Manish Rao, Franklin is associated with it. So what would you
Yes.
describe your relationship with Franklin like?
So tell you very frankly, Ninad, my pickleball journey started in the year 2015, and 2016 I got an offer from a company called ProLite, and for 1.5 years I was a ProLite athlete. Then I became a Selkirk athlete till 2023, and this year I have made a concrete decision of not playing many tournaments because it is taking a lot of my time consuming, plus my injuries also. I've got a few injuries, so I don't play much tournaments, and that is the reason I said I've joined Franklin as a Indian pickleball Franklin team as a director of the company, where I will be as like a player also, but I'll be more into promotional activities and promoting the brand all across Asia as well as the GCC countries and the Asia Pacific. It is a, you can say it's a job with Franklin. It's just not a player now. So that's a big thing for me, and I'm very, very excited to work with an amazing company like Franklin, who is a company owned. I mean, it's a family owned company for the last so many 50, 60 years, and these guys, the owners like Adam Franklin and Jared Franklin, are absolutely humble, and they have a great vision about pickleball, and that is the reason I'm telling you. It took me a time while to join some company as this post, and I think today it is there where I am Franklin, and I've been using Franklin for the last 5 6 years. I was the first one to get Franklin balls to India in 2017. Until from that, it has been a fantastic journey with them, and work wise, this is the first time I've joined them. So it's been around 6 months where I've been doing work with Franklin, and thank you so much, Neha.
I think it's pretty fair to say that you have been able to influence Indian pickleball scene very well. Because first you said you were endorsed by ProLite, and there was a point of time where you couldn't see any other paddle than the ProLite Rebels and the Crushes and a lot of stuff. Then you became a Selkirk endorsed person, and then again India was hit with a wave from the Selkirk Invictas. So I hope we
Yes.
see a Franklin wave coming up from your side.
Yes, and it is not just the Franklin wave. For me, the major factor is getting good paddles to India. So Selkirk makes good paddles, ProLite makes good paddles, Franklin. There is no dearth of good paddles in the world. The only issue what we face is the vision towards India. So these companies had a great vision. Selkirk has a great vision for India. Franklin has a great vision for India. To come to India, you have to understand the paddles are very expensive for us. We not for spending us for when we have to spend $200 for a paddle, it is a huge amount for you, me, for anyone in this country. So we have to understand that unless until we have a strategic tie-up with these companies, or these companies have a vision for the country, the game will not go. And Yes, Selkirk is the number one brand at the moment, and Franklin has come out with some beautiful paddles. They have the carbon STK paddles, and they're coming out with a raw carbon, a very surprise paddle, which is being launched in India in the month of December, and that is going to be a game changer in the world of pickleball. It's going to take some time. I think in 1 month it will be launched. So, and everyone knows X40. No introduction has to be given for the X40 ball. So X40 ball is also going to have some evolution, and that is also going to be a great thing to happen. So it's not about the brand, it's about the vision of the brand for the country. It is not about you, it's not about me, it's not about any other paddle. Every paddle is good. It's like every paddle is good. Every brand has a possibility to get into India, which is a very growing market. But the vision is very important.
Yeah. And understanding the Indian market is also important because it's very complex. You have to cater to the people's needs, and you have to give them the paddle which suits their style of play. And everyone in India has a different style of play.
Absolutely, and this you hit the nail in the coffin. The understanding Indian players need is very important because it's not just the Indian players need the Indian players adaptability to carbon paddles or fiber paddles or your favorite amp paddles, whatever. Whenever you say amp, whenever I see the paddle amp, I just remember you. And I think you have won that debate. Amp is going to go down, and it is the carbon all the way. So Ninad, well done. You're 1-0 up on that with me. And secondly, the dusty conditions and the environmental conditions of India conditions. You have to understand the paddles. We will have to have something more. We cannot just rely on the imported paddles. We will have to have those paddles slightly customized to the Indian surface. So I'll tell you one very interesting story. In the year 2016, I was the first one to get some 75 or 100 paddles from Paddle Tech to India, and those paddles were called Paddle X Pro. I got them specifically made for India, Ninad. And those paddles were Paddle X Pro, the first composite paddles to come to India. And those paddle started delaminating, and the it started breaking, and the stickers started coming off. And when we went back to Paddle Tech, they told us, Manish, we have messed up. All our adhesive or glue can work only up to 40 degrees centigrade, and in India, sometimes the temperature goes above 45. So that is why the glue used to come off, and they rectified it. And all other brands also have done that. So that is the reason, you mean to say change, change, and understanding the Indian conditions is very important.
The paddles you're referring to are the Club MK paddles.
No, not the Club MK paddle. Even before Club MK paddle, 2016, there was something known as the Paddle X Pro. I'll send you an image of that paddle. It's very interesting, very beautifully made red, blue paddles, USFA approved, made by Paddle Tech for India, and it was called Paddle X Pro. And that is how the journey of composite paddles started in India. Before that, it was all wooden paddles.
Yeah, thanks to you, we
It's
got a whole different type of paddle in India, and I think it was revolutionary to be true. It was way lighter,
absolutely
even in the
it
USA.
was very good. It was definitely a good thing that these paddles came to India, and I should thank my friends Sachin Patare and Samit Korgaonkar who learned pickleball in India, but they are based abroad in New Jersey and New York, and they were the ones who helped me get these paddles to India. And and as they say, rest is history.
You have worked with ProLite pretty well too. So,
Yes,
what would you say is
yes.
up with ProLite now? Because the way I see it, not many people are using ProLite, at least in India. I don't know about the USA either, because ProLite, I'll say, has been on a rest, and we haven't seen any new releases from them either. The way Gearbox is trying to make a comeback. What will you say about ProLite then?
ProLite is a fantastic company. It's owned by Neil Friedenberg, and they make some excellent paddles. They were the first one to make pro paddles for pickleball in the world. So ProLite, they still make good paddles. They have started coming up with new carbon paddles also. The first carbon paddles were made by ProLite. It was called Cypher, and it was called Titan, ProLite Titan, which was used by Brian Ashford. It's also called the Beard. And then what? They changed their strategy a bit. They didn't want to sponsor pro players. So to tell you frankly, Ninad, pickleball, there are 10-20% of players who play tournaments, and rest 80% is the rec market. And that is where Prolat has been targeting their products, rec market, and they're doing extremely well. And anyone who's into manufacturing for such a long time for paddles knows that stuff what they're making, and they have they're catering to a very different niche market. So I think they're doing well, and they had some vision for India, but it didn't work out. It's not about the sales. They thought ki let us work on USA more than getting into the other Asian countries, or specifically India. But we did very well in 2 years. We sold lots of paddle, and everyone used to have Crush, Rebel, Titan. Everyone used to play with such paddles, and they were good paddles. And I can still see many players playing with that. So it's been almost like 7-8 years, and still you can see a lot of ProLite Rebels and ProLite Crush still in existence and play.
But at the
Have
end
you
of the
played?
day,
Have
I'll
you
say
played with ProLite? Have you played with the ProLite paddle?
I have played with the Pro Light pretty well. My brother had the Club MK paddle, and even after that,
Oh,
I have
nice.
played with the Rebel for quite some time,
Okay.
and they are good paddles. I'll not lie, they are pretty
Yes.
good paddles. There was just one problem which I faced, which was the core was too thick, I'll say, because the way I have been playing with the newer paddles, I'm used to
Mm-hmm.
the thin core now, and when I got back to the olden times with the olden paddles, I noticed that we have come a long way from such a thick core to minimizing its thickness. Yeah.
Yeah, so Nina, very interesting point. So when we started playing pickleball, 2014, I started. So it's been almost 9 years of pickleball. That time there was not so much of difference in the core. Every paddle used to be a 13, 14 core. That's it. That's it. I mean, everyone used to have that 13 or 14. Then then I think I'm not sure, but Gearbox came with the thin core. Gearbox was the
Yes.
first one to come with the thin core, and then a lot of people tried thin core. Then Selka came with the 16 mm. Then Diadem came with the 19 mm. I heard there are some paddles coming up with the 21 mm. So it's been the evolution has been fantastic. But personally, for me, it is always between 13 and 16, and the latest Franklin also comes with a 16.5 or 17 mm core, so I love that. But preferably, like you, I also like the 14 mm, 13 mm. But when it comes below 10 mm, I'm not very comfortable. So which paddle are you using, Ninad, at the moment?
Right now, I am using the CRBN Power 3X. I love it.
Oh, it's
And
amazing. It's amazing. I did have a hit in the US. It's an amazing paddle.
yeah, because the way I see it, I stick to the basics. And the CRBN Power
Mm-hmm.
3X really did that for me. It's just a basic
Right.
paddle, and you are the warrior using the weapon. So you can wield it any way you want. I can get my power game through
Absolutely.
it. I
Absolutely.
can get my control game through it. So I have had absolutely no problem with it yet. Just one thing I have noticed about carbon paddles specifically, that in the Indian environment, they gather a lot of dust and particles on them.
Absolutely. You have to take
Because
care of carbon paddles. You have to take care of all the paddles, but specifically carbon paddles slightly more, and treat them as your babies and take super care of them. Take them to a spa once in a while and pamper them.
another reason I find that my carbon is not living up to its potential is primarily because we are not cleaning our courts. Many of the people, when they go to play, they just play, but we fail to
Hmm.
realize that the dust is going to stick to the ball and ultimately to the paddle, which is going to
Absolutely.
reduce your spin, your grit. So that's been a major part. I talked to a few people and they were like, oh, my paddle is not holding up. I just explained to them that the court matters and the environment you're playing in. The place where I play, it's a
Absolutely.
playground, so a lot of dust is sticking to it
Dust
and it's
is
not
there.
holding
Yes.
up the way it should be. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the same for the balls also. So a lot of people tell me that ball is not good. This ball is. I tell them, what conditions are you playing? I mean, are you playing outdoors and where there's a lot of dust? So then that's what I come to know. So you need to have a confined area, and if the ball doesn't accumulate dust, the ball will not break more, and in the same way, the ball will not spoil the paddles also. You're very right,
Would you
Ninad. You have a smart brain.
uh, would you agree that indoor balls are almost dead? Because I don't think anyone is using them these days. I used one a
Mhm.
couple of weeks ago, and I was just broken into pieces the way the ball reacts to the paddle to the surface and the new way of
Absolutely.
playing, a lot of spin and stuff. So would you
Yeah.
just agree that it's dead now? There is no future for indoor balls.
There is no future for indoor balls in USA, in India, but there is future for indoor balls in European countries. The reason is in European countries they play a lot on synthetic and wooden surfaces wherever the badminton courts get converted. So, I've seen some people play on wooden surfaces with an outdoor ball, and that is bad. That is catastrophic. So you need to have indoor balls, 26 hole indoor balls with a slightly thicker core on the ball so that it does not skid through the surface. So in India, I think it is dead because in India, if you have indoor surfaces, you can always put a pickleball in a true court and then you can convert it into playing with an outdoor ball. So you don't need indoor balls as much. Coming to the question whether indoor balls are dead, I'm telling you it is not dead, but it is living on oxygen. It's on IV and oxygen. It's in its last stage. So unless until something drastically changes, I don't see a big future for indoor balls. In India, definitely it is not there because I don't see this thing happening. But a lot of companies have started making indoor balls like Pen, like Head. Then even Franklin is coming up with a new indoor ball. I've just got few balls which I'm testing. I love it, but I love it as saying it is a good ball. But everything is outdoor in India.
Hmm.
We used to play with a ball called jugs. Ninad, you must have not played with that ball because you were not playing pickleball then. So 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, jugs were the ball in the world, and that ball was used for indoor, for outdoor, and now you can realize that those balls were so slow. It's like a 2.5 player can become a four player with playing with a jugs ball. So
I
if you
have played
remember
with the jugs
RYP,
actually.
yeah, you have played with Jug. Oh my God, you are a legend, man. So if you remember RYP 1 tournament that was played with an indoor ball, it was X26 and it played pretty well, but that surface was wooden. So you have to understand it is not the indoor facility or outdoor facility. You have to go as per the surface of the courts. If it is an indoor facility with an outdoor court surface, then you can play with an outdoor ball. So like I have a facility called Jamna by Nursi JNS where I have JNS open always. So that even though it's an indoor surface, we play with an outdoor ball.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. It's really complicated choosing a ball which fits the type you play, the climate you play
Yes,
in, and the surface, of course.
yes. And luckily in India we don't have extreme harsh cold weather. Otherwise, I've heard in US the cold weather is really really bad to the balls.
Yeah, I have heard that too. Like when you play pickleball, the even paddle reacts to the cold, extreme cold. I have heard. I don't know.
Exactly. Yes, it does. It does. So there's it is a lot of mechanical science behind all this materials and mechanical science behind paddles and balls. So for us, being the outside, we can just go and complain like this paddle is not good, that paddle is not good. But then a lot of work is gone into that those paddles and balls.
Yes, yes, completely true. Okay, so you have been in the pickleball scene since 2015, 2016, around that time, yeah?
2014, I started, so it's been around 9 years, Dinar.
2014, got you. So
Yes,
you have been in pickleball, I'll say almost since its rise in India. So you have seen plenty of players come and go. So what have been your observations
absolutely.
about Indian players? Which ones you have liked specifically and why?
Oh, the list is endless. I have when I played my first nationals in 2015 and 15, the nationals was in Haryana, Panipat. We played on temperature of 47 degrees Celsius on an outdoor surface. But those there were some players that time also, and those players are still playing. Like players like Mayur Patil, players like Nikhil Singh Rajput, 2014, Kunal Bare, Aniket, and Ashish Mahajan, and even I've seen the Aurangabad player who is that Krishna Mantri, and fantastic players. And these guys are still hanging around, playing at the top quality level. And when it comes to favorite players, I've had a list of many players who've been my favorite. So Nikhil Singh Rajput comes in a very very high uh, number as a favorite player because he's been always perfect, technically perfect. Dhiren Patel is one player who I like him on the court, off the court. It can be anywhere. He's like an he's a legend in this sport. Then of the recent youngsters, there is one Sheikh. There is Uvi Ruya. Of course, Uvi. I've been following Uvi for a very long time. I know him since a very long time, even when he was practicing in the US, and he has taken training from most of the top pros like Tyson, Ben Jones, and Dave Van Bag and Altaf Maj. He's a great player. So patience. So I've seen so many players. One Sheikh is another great upcoming player. Tejas Mahajan, Kuldeep Mahajan, the Mahajan brothers. They are like they've been on the scene for the last 7 8 years, and they're like they are amazing. I, I have not seen much of Anurag, but what I hear from other people, I saw his match that day during when we were doing commentary, and he was phenomenal. I think he's not getting much time to practice, but Anurag has high potentials to do wonders in this sport. And this is not just the end for a lot of players. Every player can come back because you have age categories also now, 35 plus, 50 plus. So it is a very competitive market, Indian market, and of course the champion Aditya Ruhela, who is undisputed the single champion in India, and he's by far my most favorite player because he has changed a lot. So if he had come to the scene in 2017-18 when he played the Jalgaon Open. He had a lot of attitude that time. Aditya, I'm saying this in a compliment way. He had a lot of attitude that time, but now he is humble to the core and he's a great player, great entertainer on and off the court. And he is going to be the star of Indian pickleball for many years.
Aditya Rohela, the big name. Who do you think
Absolutely.
is going to take the throne after Aditya or sit next to him? Because the way we have seen it for like past plenty of tournaments, if you see Aditya's name in the draw, you need to like lose your aim for the gold medal and start working for the silver. That's how it works nowadays. So
Yes, it is going to change very soon. It's not going to change very drastically, but it will be always one or two, just like what's happening in US just now. So, who would ever imagine Ben losing in the quarters? If I'm not wrong, in the national, I think he lost in the quarters, and even Tyson losing in singles. So this is going to happen. The more influx of tennis players in this sport, singles is going to be a different ball game. So you understand, Ninad, you also play a lot of singles. So pickleball singles is a different ball game, and when you guys who have a great background of tennis come into this sport, you all get a different array of stroke, the roll, the top spin, and everything, and that was going to change everything. Aditya also comes from a tennis background, and that is the reason he is reaping the benefits of his disciplined practice with tennis. And only pickleball players, people who are just into pickleball, will not have high success in singles in India or abroad anywhere. You need to have a very strong background and foundation to come and beat players like Aditya or even Tejas Mahajan for that instance.
to be
So
true,
coming
it's
to your
been
question,
kind of yeah. Go
who's
on.
going to sit next to Aditya? Who's going to sit next to Aditya? To tell you frankly, at the moment I don't see anyone. He is the bar is very high. He's sitting on the top in India. Once he goes to Asian tournament, yes, there will be some players, but in India, he's at the moment on the top.
Yes. As I was saying, to be true, watching the men's open category has been kind of boring for me. So for a last couple of tournaments, I have been trying to watch the female open singles category, which to be true
Mm-hmm.
is way more interesting because there are a lot of new players. Isha ma'am, there is one player called Priyanka Mehta ma'am. I'm really sorry if I don't recall. Yes, Priyanka Mehta. We have
Yes,
Snehal Patil, of course, Naomi Mehta.
yes,
These guys have been like battling for the medals, and it's really fun to see. Almost like every tournament, there is a new podium setting up for the women's category rather than the men's.
yes, yes. That is very interesting. The women's pickleball has not evolved in India, but it is evolving with the influx of tennis players. Priyanka Mehta is also from the tennis background. Recently she won many medals at the ITF Indore. Isha Lakhani is a legend tennis player, and you know what she can do. Snehal Patil is amazing. Rushali Thakre also in doubles she's amazing, but singles at the moment she's not there. But the women's scenario is changing, and again same thing, Ninad. players coming from a tennis background are going to change everything in women's singles also. And watch out for Priyanka Mehta. She's going to be improving day by day. And there's one more girl who's come from who played this Maharashtra straight. Her name is Mihika Yadav. She is already represented India for Wimbledon, and she's also going to be a great asset for Indian tennis. Sorry, Indian pickleball in the single scene. Mihika Yadav, mark my words, Ninad. In the next 1 or 2 years, if she plays regularly without injury, she's going to make some decent dent in the women's singles category.
Yeah,
Have you
well,
seen her
for
play?
sure. Yes, I did see her play doubles, I think, practice matches and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, but I didn't see her in action in the UPC, I think. Yes, she was there at the UPC. I didn't
Yes.
catch much of her, but yeah, she plays good. Yeah, definitely. There is a lot of
Yeah,
room for
she's
improvement.
absolutely. There's a lot of room for improvement, and it will take around 1.5 years, and she'll be a handful. She'll be a handful.
It's really difficult to transform your body from the tennis swing to pickleball swing. I play pickleball every day for 1 hour and then
Mm-hmm.
I go and play tennis. So the
Wow.
problem is that it's really difficult to make the transition from pickleball to tennis to pickleball constantly every day. So you need like couple of exercises for that. You need to have a routine setup, and you need to have the mentality to change your strategies, to change your muscle memory every second. That's really tough. So
It's very tough,
uh,
and in US it's a big no. People who want to do well in pickleball, for them, if they're playing tennis and pickleball, it's not going to work, and the coaches don't like that. I
hmm.
don't think it will change very much in US. I think either you play pickleball or you play tennis. You don't play both the sports. I think even in India, if you're continuing to play only singles pickleball, then okay, you can continue tennis. But if you're trying to play doubles, then it's going to be a very difficult thing. I forgot one very, very important name in legend of pickleball who's going to be a great legendary player is Nitin Kirtane, sir.
Sure.
He is going to be amazing. So he's just in the anvil of getting into the 50 plus, but he's amazing in 35 plus singles also. And the way he plays the moves on the court, he's like a dream player to watch.
Uh, I remember at the Monsoon Open by Global Sports, I was called for commentary for the first day, and the first event was
Hmm.
35 plus team event. And I was like,
Right,
why are they calling me for the 35 plus team event? Are players even
right.
gonna play that? I was bored and I just got there because I had to. I came there, I
Hmm.
sat for commentary, and I lost my mind when I saw you guys play. Even you were playing, and I just had a whole new like vision for the 35 plus category, and there is a whole new market for it, I see, because
Absolutely,
now.
and Neeraj, I was really honored. The first match played on the center court, you were the commentator, so it was really a big, big honor for me to be just keep watching the match again and again, and with your lovely commentary, you and Dhiren Patel were there, so it was really amazing.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
So
So
you're right. The 35 plus market is really evolving. The money is in the 35 plus and 50 plus, and it is going to change everything. And thankfully, India has evolved into the age category where we have 19 plus, you have juniors, 35 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus. The only thing what I'm not seeing in India is the skill based events. That is 2.5, 3.0, 3.5, 4.0. So that is something which we need to incorporate soon. Somehow we have to do it. At the moment, it is just intermediate and the other category. So I think that will have to change in India soon. It's just the mindset. I think we can do some self assessment and do that, but it's just the mindset which has to be changed for the organizers.
you're completely right. We need to categorize the players because if this works goes on, what's happening? I think there are going to be some like names dented onto the podium, and it will not change for a very long time until someone reaches that upper level. So you need to keep milestones in between so that players realize that there is a different category for them to ace at.
Absolutely. See, why you and me have taken into pickleball because it's a new sport and we love and we are getting the fame out of it and we're enjoying it. If we start playing this sport and then every time you know ki you're going to face Aditya in the first round, then you'll stop playing this sport or you'll stop playing. I mean, you'll be playing this sport, but you'll not play tournaments. So I think it is very important to have 3.0, 3.5, 4.0, 4.5, and then you have the pro category or whatever you say it in India. So, but I think it is very important to change into the skill levels also and the age level. So when I play play the US Open or when I play in US, I play the skill level and the age level also. So it's very interesting to play two events in a same tournament with two different teams players.
Talking about the US Open, the Minto Nationals, right?
Yep.
You have played at them, and I remember my brother showing me that, see, Manish sir just stepped onto the center court, and I was stunned because seeing an Indian walk on the center court of the US Open was a big thing back then. So, what was your experience like during that age of pickleball, during the early
Oh
times?
man, yes. So my first US Open experience was 2017, and I should tell you that opened my complete senses for pickleball. So just coming back to my journey, 2014 I started, 2015 I started playing state, district, nationals, won the nationals, went to Jaipur. But my first US trip where I played the regional open at Portland, Maine, that is the time when I saw this game has huge potential. I met legends like Byron Fresco, then Rodney Grubbs. Rodney Grubbs is the owner of Pickleball Rocks, and I met such people there. I met Aspen Kern, I met Mandy, and I met all these people. I then I realized pickleball is huge in US that time also, and in India we haven't even scratched the surface. And I realized this is going to be the sport which is going to take Indians out from their cozy sofa to outdoors. And that's how me and a lot of other people started working on getting demos and getting sports to the pickleball to a lot of schools and a lot of players. My experience with 2017 US Open was nothing but fantabulous. It was great. Just imagine the the highlight of that 2017 US Open was I enter US Open. My friend is driving me inside US Open, the Minto US Open, where there are 55, 60 courts, 56 courts to be precise. And I see Tyson McGuffin doing his jogging just outside Minto courts, and he sees me and he knocks at the car window and says, "Manish, are you from India?" And that time was the biggest goosebump moment where a player like Tyson, he was even then that time he was Tyson McGuffin, the great
Yeah,
guy,
yeah.
and it was such amazing thing to just be at US Open and the love and support we got from all these US Open people when I met Dave and back, Altaf Merchant, and many other Kyle Yates, Ben Johns, and Simone Jardim. Man, it was amazing. And I thought, I will never leave this sport. And that is the first time when I met people from Franklin. They were not the official ball that time, 2017. I met people from Franklin, where I met a very close friend from Franklin called Mr. Aaron Stahel, and he gave me the tickets to sit in the box and watch Kyle Yates playing, Ben Johns playing, Simone Jardim playing, and you can imagine Ninad watching these players from 10 feet away or 12 feet away was really amazing, and that is one of the best memories I have of pickleball till date. And after that, I went to the Bainbridge Cup. I played the Nationals. I played the Portland Regional Open. I played many other tournaments abroad. But US Open is US Open. So every player has to be there at US Open and see what's happening. And I'm sure the Indian team will be represented very well for the 2024 US Open with Pickleball United and Global Sport taking initiative and sending a lot of players there. It's a party atmosphere at US Open. Beautiful court, beautiful weather. It's hot, humid, just like Mumbai or Aurangabad. It's hot and humid, but it's fun. The only thing is it's a very tricky situation to play because the breeze is very high. Sometimes the breeze can go up to 35 kilometers per hour. So you serve on one court and the ball goes to the other court. So it's a different ball game, and you need to really evolve playing US Open. But it's a
It's a great memory.
lifetime opportunity to play in US Open, and you should try, Niraj. You should just go there and play.
The special part was not that you were at the US Open center court now. The special part was that you talked to Tyson McFinn in person. He talked to you.
Oh,
I correct
absolutely.
that.
He came and knocked. He came and knocked the window, and I was like, "Oh my god!" It was because 2017 Indian pickleball was not so huge, right? I mean, I was active on social media. See, social media has a big part to play in the rise of Indian pickleball. Otherwise, we would have been stagnant. We would have been frog in the well, just happy playing the district, state, national, district, state, national. But I think the social media exposure towards pickleball in India has been really great, and I can take some credit for it. I did a sort of page, Indian Pickleball Forum page, which is doing very well and which gives a lot of informative. It's unbiased and it's totally about content and nothing about any brand or anything. It is just a content list.
You get the whole credit for revolutionizing Indian pickleball, because social media, first of all, a lot of great posts by you, a lot of like knowledge to gain from there, and also it's spreading the news one by one, step by step, but it is. So that's the big deal.
Absolutely. So you know what happens at least when players from abroad come to India and they want to play somewhere. Suppose they want to play in Aurangabad. Actually, they can ping on that page and they can ask, "Is there any pickleball in Aurangabad?" So it's easy for us, right? I don't have to check whether it is my friend teaching in Aurangabad or my enemy teaching in Ahmedabad or whatever. I don't have any enemies anyway, but I'm just saying. Uh, it's very easy. I just like to ping. Okay, contact Nina. That's it. Go ahead, and that is how the game is going to grow.
Yeah, that's a great system to start from. But now I think we have
Yes.
evolved. If you want to book a court, you go on Huddle, not.
You go anywhere. You just give one name, Global Sports, or in Delhi it's Pickleball United, Aurangabad. It's so many people. PTKS and IPA is also doing a great job, and it's evolved everywhere. There is a beautiful pickleball ecosystem happening in India, and I'm so happy. It's not just about you, me, or some brands. It is all about the pickleball ecosystem, progressive, and it's moving forward.
I'll say one of the major parts is played by the people with the deep pockets these days, because there have been a
Yes.
lot of people coming in pickleball and just throwing in money and saying that I want to put up a show, I want to put up a good tournament, and you're going to give it to me. Here's the money. What's your scene on
Yes,
that? I'm
and
not going to blame anyone or anything. I just want to hear from you. How is it affecting Indian pickleball, and putting the pressure on players also, because now they are signed players, they have contracts, they are obliged, so there is a lot of pressure on them too. But is this good, is this bad? What are your thoughts?
it is it is a double-edged sword, Ninad. It is good, it is bad, it is pros and cons. So you definitely need money. You definitely need money in this sport, and having this tournaments with a lot of money it's a must, definitely a must. Along with that, spending not just for tournament, but spending for infrastructure is also a must. But what I don't like is sometimes the players don't play a tournament saying that there is no prize money in that, or all those things. So I think a player should just keep his foot on the ground, be grounded, and he should play wherever he should is possible. I understand it is a cost to the player. He can talk to his sponsor, but sometimes it's not always a tournament can happen only for money. So if your only aim or passion is to win money from the tournament and go ahead, then that is not the right way of doing it. In If I just tell you US Open, if you and me play till 4.5, 5.0 level, there is no money at all. There is zero money. Our players played in the Asia Pickleball, right? They played in Asia Pickleball. Also,
Yep,
there's no
yep.
money. There was no prize money. I think even the WPC, which is happening in China, no prize money. So there are sometimes you need to play just for the passion of it, or just for the uh, to get an experience. In India, what is happening is there is a lot of money. There is sometimes it is $50,000, sometimes it's $60,000, sometimes it's $1 lakh. Very good for the sport, very good for the players, but that should not be the only criteria. And absolutely, I'm not taking anything away from these organizers. These guys are doing a great job and they have such a great vision. Fat pockets or no pockets, but they are doing a great service for Indian pickleball with such beautiful prize money. It is definitely adding to the fame of the sport. It is definitely adding to the growth of the sport. And I'll name such companies like Global Sports, who are doing a fantastic job in growing the sport all over the country. Then there is Pickleball United in Delhi. Then there is, of course, PTKS also is doing a great job. Then Rajasthan also, a lot of people have invested money into sports. And UV Rio also is getting it. He's going to start a chain of pickleball courts all over the country. So I think they're doing a great job. And as I told you, the players are the ones who are really making hey while the sun is shining, and the sun will always shine on pickleball. It will never be a shadow, will never be an eclipse on pickleball because it's a great sport, Nina. And you are the guys who are in the perfect age group who are going to make perfect advantage of these things. So coming to the point, it's good and bad, but as a player, be grounded. It's not every time about prize money. Sometimes it's about the pride playing for the club or playing for the sport. Like when we started pickleball, we used to travel to Jalgaon, we used to travel to Aurangabad. We have come and played at Aurangabad also. I played the state at Aurangabad, and I did beat Mayur Patil in the final. So all those things are happening. And that time there was no prize money. We used to travel in a very simple way to come and play. There was so much of friendship, love, and camaraderie between the players, and which is still there. And I think we just need to continue that.
That would be a great thing to brag about, that I have beaten this guy, the one who is sitting on top of the doubles throne today. I got
I
Manish
have beaten
beaten.
Mayur Patil many times, and I'm sure Mayur Patil will not say no. I have beaten him in Indian Open one. I have beaten him Jalgaon Open. I have beaten him in State Open, Aurangabad, as well as in Nanded. So those were the days when Mayur has been a fantastic player, and uh, he's amazing. I like him here. I mean, the way he's playing nowadays. I That time Mayur used to partner with Ajay Chaudhary, and Ajay Chaudhary is also a
Hmm.
great player. And Mayur, his badminton skill and the way he has lost weight and he's become more fitness uh, freak has changed his game. And he playing along with the Prince of Indian Pickleball UV is legendary. So I will say to it, ki those were the days I could beat Mayur, but not now. Mayur is going to eat me raw, so I'll stay away from him.
Uh, One more thing I would like to talk to you with, because you are an expert, clearly a pickleball expert. You have the knowledge from all the aspects, I'll say, from a player's view, from an organizer's. You have done everything in pickleball, I'll say, basically. You have stood all the eight corners, and here you are. So
Thank
we
you
are
so much.
seeing that many of Indian players are entitled towards playing APP more than PPA, even their dream. I've talked to a few,
Mhm.
and they are saying that I want to play APP instead of PPA. Even though we are seeing that clearly PPA is leading the American pickleball scene, still we have this mentality that APP is somewhere better than PPA. Why? Because this is clearly insider talk. I have no access to it, and you must know that there is something which people are seeing in APP, which is making them go towards it.
So the same thing, it is just like paddle. There is no bad paddle, there is no bad APP, there is no bad PPA, there is no good PPA, there is no good APP. Every APP is doing a great job, PPA is also doing a great job. Okay, now you have to understand one thing, Ninad. PPA, when they started, they were playing only with professional players. It was not open for public. It was not open for normal players. APP was the one who realized, yes, we need pro players also, but we need to grow this sport with the amateur level also. And that is the reason APP has been doing more well. Plus, APP has that presence outside US. PPA doesn't have any presence outside US. So, you know what? We Indian players have no access to what's happening in US PPA or APP, but we have more access to APP. And when APP sponsored, APP was the monsoon powered by APP. So players suddenly started seeing what is happening in APP. Then our players went to the English Open where it was again powered by APP. Then again you're going to have the Indian Open which has also been powered by APP. So our Indian players are more exposed towards APP. So Dinat, if I tell you 10 times ki APP is good, APP is good, APP, at least the 11th time you'll think I'll play only APP. So the insider talk is I want to play only APP and I will not play PPA. It is not like that. APP and PPP both are good. APP, yes, they are doing a great job growing the sport on grassroots level. PPA is giving huge money to professional players, but they at the moment not taking great interest in amateur level play. So there are different. You can't compare APP and PPA because it is like comparing apples with oranges. So my heart is with APP. My heart is with APP because I've got a soft corner for them because I have been to two of their events in US and Ken Herman is a great guy. He's the head of APP and he has so much of vision for everything and he's so passionate about the sport and That is the reason we have APP in India, we have APP in English Open, we have APP everywhere outside US also. So I would put my money on APP. They have more focus and they have more ground reality check. PPA is beautiful. They have a lot of money and they are also part of MLP and they split and they again back to each other. But APP has been very, very less controversial and they always fly below the radar. They don't want to go above the radar and create a hype. They're okay with what they're doing and I think they're doing well.
Exactly. They are below the radar. They are behind the scenes, behind the curtains. And I think they are still
Yes.
making plenty of money because their events are not small at all. They are huge.
Yes, they are very expensive events, and Pickleball United, Mr. Pranav Kohli is associated with APP in a very very high level, and he has done great service to Indian pickleball by getting APP to India, and I think such thing is changing the way international world looks at India now.
Yes, yes, sure. Uh, we would like to hear from you your personal thoughts. You just mentioned about PP and MLP controversy and whatever happened between them. So, if you could just recap it for our Indian audience.
Nina, I think this is a topic which we'll have to leave because it's a very controversial topic, and I think I might get into trouble.
Yeah, okay, sure, no worries. We have seen that
You
before.
understand? You understand? So my sponsors are also a part of PPA and APP, so I need to just duck the question. I'll have to. I'll play cricket for cricket, and it's a bouncer, so I'll just leave the bouncer as it is.
I feel you. Okay, no worries. I understand completely. I've been into trouble too, and I don't want you to be in trouble.
Yes, you understand, right? They are big giants, and we are a very small fish. So I think we'll just stay afloat and see what's happening.
But
But
something is
to tell
happening for
you,
sure.
but oh yeah, to tell it's something is happening, and I hope it doesn't happen the way we are thinking and what I'm thinking. I think it should work out well for everything. But one thing is for sure, APP, nothing is happening, and they are doing very well, and they are very very stable.
Yeah, yeah, sure. So, another thing which is into pickleball is now entertainment aspect. Many people are trying to push pickleball from like a path of entertainment too. There are plenty of YouTubers from the USA who are doing great, just making pickleball content, and I am trying to get into that lane. I don't know if I will, but I'm trying. So there's this new aspect of team events working out great in India too. People are loving it, even to watch it.
Right.
There is like hype about it. You get the team spirit from it, and you get to play pretty well in it too. So in
Absolutely.
India, we of course have a lot of leagues going on. So let's just imagine that you own a team in that league and you are making a team. So, what would be your dream team, your dream draft? There are two open men's players, two open female players, two 35 plus players, and one junior player. Unbiased, you can pick anyone you want. Let's go.
Yeah. So you're talking about the open team, right?
Yep, yep.
Yeah. So tell you, Nina, that's an international team or an Indian team?
Indian team. Let's keep it Indian, or else
Yes.
we can make it like we are
No,
representing
let's
India
let,
to a
let's
certain
let's
level or
let's
something.
let's keep it Indian team. So in my Indian team today, I would definitely like to have, if it is a 35 plus team, I would like to have two players from India. One is Mr. Dhiren Patel, and one is a rookie who is not much heard in the Indian circuit, but his name is Mr. Sahil Kukreja. Have you heard of Sahil Kukreja?
Yes, I have heard of
He
him.
is
Never seen
yes.
him
So
seen in
he
action, to be honest.
Oh, so Sahil Kukreja has played cricket at a very high level. He has even represented IPL for Punjab. So he's a fantastic player and he plays from Khas Gymkhana. And these are two players I would like to have in my men's 35 plus team. And women's team, yes, I would like definitely like to have Isha Lakhani and Priyanka Mehta, as we said, because these two again change everything. If I can have one more men's 35 plus, then that would be Nikhil Kartenai and Himanshu Devaskar. So these guys are again doing very well. When it comes to 50 plus, I would like to have myself in the team because I'm a 50 plus player, and I would like to have someone like Nozer or someone like uh, Thakur Rohira in the team. So we'll be which becomes a 50 plus team. When it comes to the open team, I See, for me in the open stream, I would like to not go with the stars of Indian pickleball because I think for a team event, it is not just one player can make you win a tournament. So for me, I would go with the uh, category B players, like hardworking players like Mayur Patil. I would love to have him in the team because he's a team player. I would like to have even Tejas Mahajan because he'll give you everything in the team. And in the women's open, I would like to have Urshali Thakre in my team. Urshali Thakre is really amazing, and Naomi Mehta. She's a fighter. Naomi Mehta is a beautiful fighter. So these are a few players I would like to have in my team event of India team if I ever have a team. But not just limited to all these players. I have many other players too in my mind, but not everything can come out in the. You just need to pick six. But one thing is for sure, when you're picking a team for the team event, you are not just going to concentrate on top seeds. Dinad, you need to take team players who will work for the team's benefit, who will have some strategies in their mind. Because team events, only one player. If you have Sachin Tendulkar in your cricket team, it doesn't mean you're going to win everything. You need to have Kohlis, you need to have MS Dhoni, you need to have even Ashish Nehra, for instance. You need to have such players to make a complete team to win a World Cup. You are not born, but 1983 World Cup when India won the World Cup in England. It was a team of such players. We didn't have a single star except for Kapil Dev, but that is how we won the World Cup because we had a mix of all the players who transformed their energy into a one big multiple energy, and that is how a team event works. It is not just stars.
Great team, to be honest, great team. I'm planning to get all of the teams which my guests are going to give me and create a virtual tournament. So we'll see how it goes. So we have the
Absolutely
Manish
brilliant
Raos
idea,
team event.
Ninad. Brilliant idea. Absolutely brilliant idea. Wow.
Okay, so we are coming near the closing. So pretty quick, if you can, what would be the suggestions you would be making to the organizers organizing pickleball tournaments these days in India specifically?
Yes. So one thing, we'll need to have a standardization of tournaments in India, especially the facilities. I think we have definitely evolved with global sports and the ultimate pickleball. The standards of the tournaments have gone really high. So we need to take care of the players' hydration facilities, the washroom facilities, the infrastructure facilities, the change room facilities. I think that is changing. So I would request all the organizers, if you want to do any tournament, see that all these facilities are met. Don't treat players like they'll come play and go. Don't treat them like cattle. Please treat them as players. Even an intermediate player playing for the first time has a self-respect and he needs to do a great job. Another very very important thing, Ninad, I'm not pointing fingers towards any organizers, but I feel every tournament in India has to be on the website. You cannot have tournaments which does not have live scores update. You cannot have tournaments which does not have ranking or rating points, and you cannot have tournament which is not giving you live draws, like when is my next match on which court. You cannot do that in India. I can take an example of I know someone's going to shoot me, but I'll take you the example of Bainbridge Cup, Ninad. Bainbridge Cup is such an important event in India, but even today, if I want to see the scores of Bainbridge Cup which happen in India, I cannot see them because there is nowhere on the web. So such things should not happen. Everything should be recorded somewhere on the website. I'm not saying we go to website A, website B. It can be anything. It can be website XYZ. So I've been playing since 2017 was the first tournament where I got Pickleball Global to India. So Pickleball Global. So if I want to see how I fared in that tournament, I just need to go to Pickleball Global, type in that tournament, and have all the scores over that. So imagine after 20, 25 years, when I'm 70 years old, when I just go back and see my scores that time, it's such a great deja vu happening, right? So that is why, so people who have won in Bainbridge Cup or people who have won in XYZ tournament and they don't see their scores online, it's such a sad thing to happen. Do you agree?
You're not wrong at all. I mean, we of course need a standardized like system for the players to keep a record, and even for the whole community. It's great to have one system and everyone stick to it. That's what we hope and pray for. happens someday,
Absolutely.
and someday soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Infrastructure wise and the facility wise, we are changing and people have done a great job. But not having a software is the most disastrous thing that can ever happen.
Yeah, sure. And I'm pretty confident that everyone is going to work on it. And yeah, I think
Absolutely.
we'll have something for the players, dedicated to players pretty soon.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And people like you, should really work on that, and you guys will make a difference.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so what do you say? We wrap this up?
Absolutely. And before we wrap up, I want to tell you something, Ninad. Ninad, my humble request to all the Indian pickleball players is just 1 minute. There is a friend of mine who wants to say hi.
Oh, solo.
Oh, do you know him, Solo? So this is Solo, and he wanted to say hi to Ninad. So Solo, that is Ninad, and he is the one who is changing Indian pickleball. Sorry. So it's a humble request to all the Indian pickleball players. Play pickleball with a passion, have fun, and most important thing is be humble and be grounded. Pickleball is just a sport. Even if you lose, if you win, it does not make a difference. I'll tell you a very, very interesting thing. There is a very, very important coach in US. His name is Mr. Prem Karnot. Prem Karnot.
Yeah.
He's called as a pickleball guru. So he had told me one day, Manish, it does not make a difference whether you win or lose. After you win a tournament, after 7 days, even you will not remember whom you had beaten in the finals and what was the score. After 7 to 10 days, forget about 6 months. So, if it's not the end of the world of winning a tournament or losing or winning a tournament or losing a tournament. It's all about being good on the court, spreading the love, and being good to the opponents. It's very important to be very, very friendly sportsmanship, like on the court. Respect the umpire, refresh the lineman, respect everyone around you. It's respect your paddle, respect your ball, respect the pickleball, respect the sport which has given you so much of pain. And if you don't do that, then you are not a true sportsman. So this is a humble request to all our pickleball players. No one is bigger than the game. The game is what has connected you, me, and everyone. Today, I have so many friends in pickleball, more than 10,000 friends. It's just because of the connection of the game. So it's a request to all the players: be what you are and be humble on the court and off the court.
I have worked with Mr. Cannot as well, and he's a great guy. Yes, I agree.
He's a great guy. He's the one who taught me pickleball. So whatever pickleball I play a very slow game. I have high performance ding shots, and I'm a very slow player. It's everything is credited to Mr. Prem Khanna.
You heard the man, guys. So let's skip to the end. Thank you for watching. It was great talking to you, Manisa, and thank you so much for coming to our podcast.
It was really amazing, Nina. I was thinking ki how will 40 minutes pass, but we have almost crossed 1 hour, and it has been a fantastic 1 hour discussion with you. You are such a great guy, and it was so much of interactive discussion. It was no pre-assumed questions. So, Nina, you're doing a great job, and keep up the good work. And we need to do the paddle exchange soon. So once I get some new paddles, we'll definitely do a paddle exchange, and we'll have great fun on that. And Nina, by the way, I would like to see you playing on the court more. And so, are you playing the Winter Classic?
Winter Classic. I honestly, I'm not sure about that. Even if I'll be able to play, I'll be in practice or something. But for sure, I'll
Okay,
be there for the Indian Open. Yes, you'll see me there.
fantastic. We'll have a great time in Indian Open. We'll do some commentating also.
Oh yes, for sure.
Okay, thank you so much, Nina, for having me. And give my regards to your brother Anurag. I'm a big fan of him, and we'll catch up soon.
Yes, sir. Sure. So
And
thank you
happy
people
Diwali
for
to
tuning.
you and your family. Happy Diwali to you and your family also.
Yes, happy Diwali to you too, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nina.